Hey, what's up everybody? This is Osterberg501 and today I want to go over one of the best level 60 item farms in New World. And this farm is going to be focused on farming one specific elite boss, which is mainly going to be focused on getting higher gear score items to increase your Watermark gear score. Now, if you guys don't understand the watermarking gear score system in New World, I'd recommend looking up the Dr. Lupo video, which is where all the information comes from, where he shows text between him and a New World developer. I'll have that video linked in the description. That's going to be the best way that you can fully understand this system, which is essentially the entirety of the way you're going to be gearing up a level 60 and a pretty big basis for this farm. And this boss farm is going to be located in Eden Grove, and it's going to be on the big bridge. And I'll show you guys exactly where you have to go for this boss. Now, in this video, we are doing this farm with two groups. Now, it can be done pretty effectively with two groups like this. I would not recommend going over two setup groups. And personally, I think getting a good group of 5 with a tank healer and 3 really strong DPS is going to be the best way to farm this boss so you can get the most possible loot. And one of the main reasons this is such a good farm is because at baseline, any level 60 plus enemies in New World that are named specific enemies have a higher chance to give you an item that increases your gear score. So you'll get a higher gear score than you've gotten in that slot, which will increase your Watermark gear score. And not only does this enemy do that because it's a named boss, but pretty much everybody that I've talked about this farm that has come to this farm with us has also come to the same conclusion that it seems like this boss even has a bit higher of a chance than most other named enemies to give you higher gear score items. And not only that, but this guy does drop a lot of loot. As you'll see in the footage, I got loot almost every time we killed this boss. And not only will you be getting normal stuff, just normal randomly rolled green gear pieces, blue gear pieces, and purple gear pieces, but you can also get a ton of different legendary resources. I got a broken hatchet, which is used to craft legendary hatchets. I got a ancient ball bearing, which is another legendary resource that goes for quite a lot of gold. And then you're going to be getting potions pretty much any time you get loot from killing the boss. And then Baines also has 4 specific named drops, 3 of them being able to be legendary drops. So first off, you have this legendary great axe that I'm not going to try to pronounce. And this is actually a really unique weapon because it is a legitimate shovel. Like, the cosmetic on this item is just a big shovel, which is kind of hilarious. Then you have the earring of the hollowed soul, which is a legendary healer earring, which is pretty decent. Then you have another legendary earring that is for tanks that is also a pretty good earring. And then you have the Yeti fur recurve bow, which is also a pretty important bow because it has a luck roll on it. And there are only a few weapons in the game that have luck rolls on them. So getting this is actually pretty good. And even if you're not someone that uses a bow, you can put it on your secondary weapon slot and get that luck increase. So that is pretty much the entirety of this farm. Like I said, I'd recommend either getting a full setup group with a tank, healer, and 3 DPS, or getting 2 setup groups to farm this as efficiently as possible. And the main thing you're going to want to look out for when facing this boss is, first off, spam heavy attacks because you can break the boss's stamina, so it will be stunned for a few seconds. And if you have everybody spamming heavy attacks, you can break their stamina pretty consistently, as you'll see in the footage. And the only ability you have to look out for is a boss will randomly do a big ground slam that hits 3 or 4 times on the ground, which constantly spawns spikes where players are standing when he does that slam. And if you're too close to him when he's doing this, he could just kill you really quickly. But besides that, it's pretty much just a big tank and spank boss where you're going to want to put out as much damage as you possibly can. And fire staff builds are incredibly strong against this boss because he's very easy to hit, because he's a big boss. Fire staff counters this type of enemy, and it's just in general a really easy boss to hit with all of your abilities. So that's pretty much all I want to go over for this farm. Personally, this is what one of my favorite farms to do right now in New World, and I think it's one of the best for gearing up, possibly getting some good unique item rolls, and getting some of those legendary resources. So subscribe if you want to see more New World or other MMO videos. Leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a comment down below what you guys think about this farm, and thanks for watching.